This first video today is a bit of a continuation from what we were working on yesterday. Yesterday we looked at Riemann sums and found out how to calculate the left Riemann sum, the middle Riemann sum, the right Riemann sum, and the trapezoidal. We also learned what a definite integral is and learned that a Riemann sum estimates the area under a curve, and a definite integral is the area under a curve. So I just want to show you two more examples of using Riemann sums to estimate an integral, and then we can use this as a segue into today's lessons in the following videos. First up, we want to estimate the integral from 1 to 9 of 3 square root of x dx using the trapezoid rule with 4 subintervals. First up, we want to figure out what is delta x. And yesterday we talked about delta x, but I never gave you a specific formula for calculating delta x. So here is the formula for delta x. Delta x is equal to b minus a divided by n. That a and b, those are the boundaries for your interval I. You can also think of a as being the lower bound of the integral, and b is the upper bound of the integral. And the value of n is the number of subintervals. So in this case, a would be equal to 1, b is equal to 9, and n is equal to 4. So we can substitute those three values into the delta x formula, and we find that delta x is equal to 2. The easiest way to solve a Riemann sum, like I mentioned in previous videos, is to create a table. Since we're solving this problem with a Riemann sum with 4 subintervals, I want to make sure that I have 4 columns inside of this. The lower bound was equal to 1, so that goes into the first column for x. And then my delta x was 2. So for the next column for x, I'm going to do 1 plus 2, which would be 3. And then I'm going to add 2 again to get 5. I'll add 2 again to get 7, and then 2 again to get 9. And notice that 9 right there, that is my upper boundary. That is my b value. And then to fill in the bottom row, we can just plug each of these x values back into the f of x formula. F of x was equal to 3 times the square root of x. So if I substitute 1 into that, I'd have 3 times the square root of 1, which would be 3. If I plug in a 3 into that, I would just have 3 root 3. And then for 5, it would be 3 root 5. And then for the 9, it'd be 3 root 9, which ends up being 3 times 3, which is 9. Since delta x is constant throughout, we can use this simplified equation for t that I gave you yesterday. So my delta x is equal to 2, so we start off with having 2 divided by 2. My first f of x value is an exterior value, so on the far left, so I'm only going to count that once. But then that next value, the 3 root 3, I'm going to multiply a 2 in front of that. Next we have 3 root 5, so I multiply a 2 in front of that. 3 root 7, I multiply a 2 in front of that, and then that last value is an exterior value, so I only count that once. Now all we have to do is simplify. The 2 over 2 cancels, and then if we throw all that in a calculator, we should get about 51.683. So by using the trapezoid rule with 4 subintervals, we find that the integral from 1 to 9 of 3 root x dx is approximately 51.683. Now let's compare that estimation to the exact value. In later videos, we'll learn how to find the exact value of definite integrals by hand. But for now, I want to show you how to find the exact value of definite integrals using technology. If we're in the classroom, the preferred way would be to use a TI-83 or TI-84 calculator, because these are approved by the College Board for using on the AP exam. But for now, since everyone is stuck at home and many of you do not have one of those calculators, I'm just going to show you how to do this inside of Desmos. The first thing you want to do is find the integral symbol. So to do that, you want to go into Functions, and then inside of Functions, click or tap on the Miscellaneous tab. The very bottom left symbol, that is the integral symbol. We need to enter the bottom and top boundaries for the integral. The bottom boundary in this case was a 1. If you click the right arrow and then the left arrow, that should put you at the top of the integral. Our top boundary here would be 9, so enter 9 for that. The function that's inside of the integral was 3 root x, so just type in 3, the square root symbol, and then x. And notice that the blinking cursor is still inside of that square root. So if you press the right button, that'll get the cursor outside of the square root. And now any integral has to be ended by dx. So go into the ABC menu and then just type in dx. And then Desmos tells you that the exact value of this integral is equal to 52. So our estimation was actually pretty close. We estimated 51.683 and the exact value was 52. All right, let's look at one more example. This example is using an MRAM to to estimate the integral from 1 to 7 of f of x dx using 3 subintervals. For this one, f of x is defined as a table. Let's start by calculating delta x. Delta x would be b minus a over n. B is the upper boundary of the integral, 7. A is the lower bound of the integral, 1. And n is the number of subintervals, 3. Therefore, delta x is equal to 2. Inside of the table, let's label our a and our b. The lower boundary for the integral is 1. The upper boundary for the integral was 7. Since delta x was equal to 2, our first rectangle needs to span from 1 to 3. Our second rectangle would span from 3 to 5, and the third one would span from 5 to 7. Our delta x for that first rectangle is equal to 2, and since we're doing an MRAM, that means that we need to use the midpoint between 1 and 3 as our f of x value. So here, we're going to end up using f of 2 is equal to 8 as the f of x value. For the next rectangle, delta x is equal to 2, and then the f of x value we use for this one is that middle number, 22. For the third rectangle, delta x is equal to 2, and the f of x value we use is the middle number there, 41. So now we can calculate the MRAM. The area of the first rectangle is going to be delta x times f of x, so that's going to be 2 times 8. The area of the second rectangle would be 2 times 22, and then the area of the third rectangle would be 2 times 41. So then if we throw all that together, we get an answer of 142. So just remember that the key for the MRAM is that whenever you're creating a rectangle, you have to be able to skip values. And then the values that you skipped, that's what's used to find the height of each rectangle.